Alright, here we go. I'm gonna just hold this one. Check it out. I'm filming from 3 different cameras and everything like that. Oh man, I don't want to hold this up, but one of them's probably gonna be shaky unless I stop holding this. Alright, there we go. Alright, hopefully this works out. I don't know. I'm gonna choose the best one for whichever one. So if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm looking at a different camera. But anyways, happy Thanksgiving. I definitely wanted to get a video out today and everything like that for my vlog, my little video channel for all my followers that are following me. Shout out to the new followers. I see you subscribe. Thanks for the love. Definitely hit like, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the little bell on the side so you know when I put out a new video. But anyways, let's get into this. Being it's Thanksgiving, I do want to give a kind of a special story of what's going on, of what happened to me on my last trip. Basically because this is all about love and family here, working with your co-workers who are a part of your family. Being a flight attendant in the airline industry is a totally different type of work environment, because these people actually become friends and family members all together. So they're just not co-workers. If you open yourself up to everybody that you work with. This trip, it was a 4-day trip with somebody I kind of knew. I just, I met once, at least once, and I think I flew with her once before also. But I met her through another flight attendant when they had a layover here in Dallas, and we cool. We kicked it off real good and everything like that. We kind of came like a brother-sister team while we worked on this 4-day trip. But we were chasers, so we were, we're the extra flight attendants on this on these trips, on these flights and everything like that. There was 2 of us, so we were flying the 321 Airbus and everything like that, which needs 5 flight attendants. So that was cool. But every crew that we worked with was pretty good, with the exception probably like one. Not the entire crew was bad, but just 1 or 2 people out of that crew we weren't trying to mess with. We was trying to hide and stay away from. But we worked with some senior people, we worked with some junior people, and we worked with some brand newbies who just graduated, whether it was like last month or 2-3 weeks ago. But it was a good trip and everything like that. The bulk of the story I do want to give is that how well, no matter what background we come from, no matter what, we work together as a team to, solve common problems. So one of the biggest things that I had a problem with this trip was that I lost, well, let me put it this way. So we have these devices that we use to do sales on the plane for our snacks and beverages and stuff like that, upgrades to better seats in the aircraft and everything like that. So one of my coworkers on the day 1, flight number 1, their device wasn't working correctly and everything like that. We're supposed to get new ones next month, but this one, their device wasn't working at all. So I was like, no problem, mine works. We can just use mine, get through service and throughout this flight and together and everything like that. So we did service, we did everything. We finished the flight. All 5 of us were getting off the aircraft from Dallas to LA. So we got off in LA. They had a longer sit in LA. Sit meaning they had to sit in the airport for a couple hours or whatever, and wait for their next flight before they go on to their next destination, which they were going to Atlanta. Me and my chaser, she and I got off the plane. I got something to eat. Then we got onto our new aircraft because our sit was a little bit shorter. It was only like an hour 40, or maybe even less than that, hour 20 maybe. But 50 of that we have to be on the plane to board. So we get on the plane and everything, and we get our new crew, our next 3 people that come on to complete our crew for that flight to Houston. And we get to Houston on the way out. You know, we're taking off and everything like that. So right before service begins, I went to go grab my machine because we have to change the flight information on the machine to let them know what flight we're working, where the sales came from, and such. So I went to go look for it, and it wasn't in the cubby hole that I kept it in with my apron and everything else that I keep, that I take out of my bag when I'm flying. And I was like, man, where did my device? And I was like, all right, maybe they put it somewhere else. Maybe they put it in a different cubby hole. Maybe they, whatnot. And then I realized, I was like, they brought their apron up to the front also before we got off the aircraft. And I think they took my POS, my device. Man, I was like, oh, this sucks. But I remember talking to them, and when you're on a flight with other crew members, especially if you're like a chaser or you're a regular crew and you have a chaser, you ask them like, hey, what are you doing on your next flight, or what's your schedule for the rest of this pairing, or where are you going to next if you guys aren't coming with us, and try to figure out who our crew is for the whole day and stuff like that. Well, I knew they were going to Atlanta, and so I knew it was only a 2-day trip for them. So the very next day they were heading back to Dallas. So I was like, cool, no problem. Dallas crew, I could just tell them, hey, just give it to the supervisor in Dallas when you guys get there, and that way I'll just get it when I get back. Well, the problem with this whole situation is that our devices are our flight attendant manuals also. So I knew that I would not have a manual for the rest of the trip, so I would need to get a loaner manual. So I told our lead flight attendant, I was like, hey, can you inform the captain that Houston will need to get a loaner manual for me for the rest of my trip, so I don't cause any delays for the next day, because we had an early morning show and we didn't want to cause any delays. I'm trying to be proactive with this, right? So everything was done. Captain calls ahead, tells them, hey, we need to make sure you get a loaner manual for flight attendant, blah, blah, blah. We get to Houston. The rest of the crew, they continue on somewhere else. I think they were going to Baltimore, Pittsburgh, or somewhere up north. And me and the other chaser I was with, we got off and we was like, all right, let's ask the gate agent, hey, we radioed ahead, we need a flight attendant loaner manual. And the gate agents were like, a what? A what? What's that? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know. That's like, we send information out. We might need to call ops or supervisor or somebody, but we need a flight attendant loaner manual. And they were like, okay, well, we'll call the supervisor. So they called the supervisor, which was 2 gates down. And so they were talking, and I was like, yo, skip this. I'm going to just go walk down to talk to the supervisor myself. And so I walk over there, and the supervisor was like, well, yeah, we didn't hear nothing. Okay, yeah, that's besides the point. Now you know I need a loaner manual. Can you please give me a loaner manual so I don't have to worry about delaying a flight tomorrow, or me having to come here extra early to make sure I can get a manual. I'm trying to be proactive in this whole situation. Well, he's like, okay, but I don't think we have any loaner manuals because we gave all our loaner manuals out and we haven't got any back. I'm like, you gave them all out, what, today, yesterday, this last week? When he's like, no, they've been out for a while. Bruh, y'all should have been trying to get those back because you know you need those inside base or the station, wherever we're at. So I was like, well, can you guys will need to print one out for me? And he's like, okay, well, let me go see if we got one or not. So he went and left, came back like 5 minutes later. It's like, yeah, we don't have them planned. And this is his words. The plan is to print you off one. What do you mean the plan is? No, there isn't. Like, this is what needs to be done. There's no plan. It's you need to do. That's it. You need to get on the ball. You should, when you was down there and saw there was no manual, you should have been like, all right, we need to print this off right now. Boom. Simple. That's how you take care of things. If you don't have it and your job is to make sure that you do have it, do it. Don't wait and plan for something later on. You right there where you can print it out right then. Print it out. So I told him, I was like, yo, I don't understand this plan stuff, but we need to get it done. So he's like, all right, yeah. We'll try to get it done, and I'm not going to be here in the morning, but I'll email, I'll message the supervisors in the morning, let them know. Okay, good. I go to the hotel, and I'm sitting there. Something's not right. I don't feel good about this. So what I decided to do is what I'm supposed to do, according to procedure. I'll call a supervisor. There's no supervisors in Dallas. So I call supervisor in Fort Lauderdale. And I'm like, yo, I'm just letting you guys know that one of the flight attendants has my device. And by the time I started calling the supervisors, I had already messaged the other crew, let them know, and they got to Atlanta, and they're like, yeah, we have it and everything, and we'll take it back to Dallas and such and such. So I talked to a supervisor and everything like that, and I'm like, hey, this was what happened, such and such. I already got information. They already gonna take it back. I've already told the supervisor here in Houston that I need a loaner manual, and they said, pause. All right, back to it. So they said, oh yeah, so they knew that I needed a manual. And they were like, okay, you did everything right. You told the supervisors and everything they're supposed to get it. Don't worry about it. It's on them. They're supposed to print one out. You're good to go. Just make sure you grab it before you leave. Great, thank you. Well, I'm sitting there still talking to the other crew through text messages, and then I'm like, you know what? Are you guys going directly back to Dallas, or are you guys going somewhere else? They're like, no, we're going to Orlando first. Boom! Brainstorm idea. Because a loaner manual is thick. It's not electronic. This is thick. It's all paper. I don't want to carry all that. Yo, the next day, I was flying to Orlando and then coming back to Houston. They were getting to Orlando before me, which was perfect. So I told them, I was like, look, just leave it with a gate agent and tell me what, their person's name so I can get it myself once I get to Orlando. They were like, okay, we can do that. We can do that. All right. In the meantime, look, my battery's about to go dead, so I'm going to try to plug it up. Hold on, one pause. There we go. All right. I know one of my cameras is probably going to go dead. But anyways, I'm back. This game is ridiculous. Stop it. Stop it, Drew Brees. Stop it. You killing these. Oh, anyways. Alright, so I know they're going to be in Orlando. It's a perfect plan, right? I got everything set up. I'm good to go. This is what you call great CRM. 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 Crew resource management. This is perfect. This is a crew working together to solve a problem. Well, I'm chilling. We're supposed to... What's that? No, this is not that day. So, I'm kicking back. And, oh, yeah, we're supposed... No. Yeah, no, okay, so this is not what... So, another supervisor calls me and was like, hey, what's the deal? And I explained the whole situation again. They were like, okay. And I was like, they were like, well, who's the crew member that has it? And I was like, it's such and such and everything like that. It should be, and I tell them it was by accident because I didn't want to get nobody in trouble. So it's by accident. Everything's by accident. It's just, they thought it was theirs because everybody's used to taking their device out and using it. So they were like, yeah, they're going to be in Orlando. So it'll be good for them to go ahead and leave it. That way you can have it once you get there and you can just pick it up before. Because I had like another sit in Orlando. I had like an hour and a half, right? Almost 2 hours. So the next morning we get there. We still get to the airport early. We get there about 30 minutes early because the way the shuttle runs from the hotel to the airport. And we go up, and I'm like, I go talk to the gate agent. I'm like, hey, I know the plane's not pulled up to the gate yet, but I need a flight attendant manual. We had told everybody yesterday that we needed a loaner, and they were like, a what? Why? My mind's going all over the place. A flight attendant manual. What's that? What? A manifest? No, not a manifest. What's wrong with you? Did I say manifest? What in those 3 words did I say hinted at manifest? It was flight attendant manual loaner. Not manifest. And they were like, I don't know what to do. Maybe. I was like, yo, you need to call either supervisor or ops. They should know about it because obviously y'all don't know about it. So they were like, all right, we'll call the supervisor. Supervisor, 2 gates down again. They're talking about. So I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. They should have had this on the ball. Somebody should have this. I've told them almost 24 hours in advance that what they should be doing, so we won't have to do it. I was like, they were like, well, wait. I was like, look, I can't fly without it. I need one. If I don't get one, it's gonna be a situation to where the flight's gonna be delayed until I get one. And if I don't get one, then it's either gonna be delayed or, worst case, canceled, because we're not in a place where we can get a reserve flight attendant to come in and work this flight. So we need to get on the ball. Now we're in crunch time. We're in crunch time now. We need to get what I need, because I've told you guys what I needed ahead of time, and you guys still ain't done it. That's a problem. No wonder why the Houston ain't a base. But so I went, and we're walking. We like, all right, well, give us a minute. All right, I'm gonna walk away because this has become a crazy situation. I went and told our new lead flight attendant for the day of what it is, and he was like, oh, okay. He's like, well, they should be. He's like, let me go talk to him, because, you know, sometimes we go to the same stations over and over again, so we build a relationship with the gate agents and the supervisor and stuff like that. They know us. And so he goes and talks to her, and he's like, yeah, they're supposed to be getting something together. I'm like, all right, cool. Time goes by. Now it's time for me to, time for us to be actually at the gate and getting on the plane 50 minutes prior to departure. So we get on the plane. I'm like, you guys have a loaner man? They're like, no, we don't have one. We're going to have to print one up. Wait, you just now trying to print this up? Yeah. Okay, look, I'm going to go on the plane. I'm going to do my safety checks. I'm going to make sure everything's good on my side, make sure everything I need to do for that. But we can't board until I get a manual. And they're like, okay, we're working on it. Okay. So we get on the plane, and the lead comes up with this idea. And he's like, hey, we have a deadheading flight attendant. Maybe they can let you borrow their device that has the manual on it, and then you'll be in compliance. And I was like, okay, sounds like a good idea. But wouldn't that put that flight attendant out of compliance? Because technically, a deadheading flight attendant is a working flight attendant. So the gate agent comes back like, yeah, they're printing it. And then the supervisor comes in, and they're like, yeah, we're printing it, blah, 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 but it's over 600 pages. Duh, I know how large the manual is. It is thick. It's a lot of paper. That's why we told you guys yesterday, so we can get everything done. And then when they realized they didn't have a manual, a loaner, the print went out. Y'all didn't do it. So this is what it is. So I was like, well, this is another solution we're thinking of. We're just not sure if it's legal and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, all right, we'll call and check ahead. So they called to see if I could just borrow that flight attendant's manual for that one flight to Orlando where I was going to get mine back. And that took a while. And I was like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Because I was like, we need to get the ball rolling. We need to get the ball rolling. Let I'm gonna have the deadheading flight attendant stand in for me for boarding, while I go out here and try to figure out, you know, so we can try to speed up the process. That was fine. We started boarding and everything. I go up there and they bring me this. Oh, we found a laundromat. We found a laundromat. Okay, great. Yes, let's go. Let's do this. We're boarding. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock. Let me check it. It's out of date. I can't use this. This is just as bad. Just as bad as having a none. It's an out of date manual. Well, what do we need? I was like, we're missing stuff all the way from May of 2018 to November. We need this. Yeah, it became a big problem. Yo, so to cut this real short, you know what I'm saying? Station didn't have what they needed. I got the approval to use the other flight attendant's manual for that one flight to get to Orlando to get my stuff. Get there, and the gate agent that they said they left it with had it, got it, went to my next flight. Rest of the trip was saved, and everything worked out. So that's great crew resource management. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you know what I'm saying? Don't make somebody feel bad about some situation. It might be out of their hands, but try to work to solve the situation. And that's what we did as a team. Both the first crew that I worked with who accidentally took my device, we worked as a team together to make sure I retrieved it sooner than later on day 2, instead of having to work 3 more days without it and having to carry a loaner manual. Shout out to that crew. All right, I'm sending you guys high fives and writing you guys little S3 notes and everything like that. I got y'all. Y'all big props to y'all. Shout out to the lead and the crew for the next day, day 2 of that first flight, for looking out, trying to solve the situation, coming up with new ideas, brainstorming to solve it, because the gate agents weren't doing that very well. So shout out to you guys. You guys getting high fives. You guys getting S3 cards also. Much props. I love you guys. And a big shout out to my chaser partner that was with me, Maria. Check it out. She even has a channel herself. And everything. So be on the lookout for her. You know, check out her page. You know what I'm saying? She only has 1 video up, but she needs followers. So maybe we get her to do some videos. So much love to her. You know, she was my ride or die when we were going through this whole thing, and for the rest of the trip, you know, we did this. We had fun the entire trip and everything like that. All right, that camera's done. That battery's dead. But yo, all these crews were great. You know what I'm saying? I really want to write. I'm either going to give everybody on this high five or a shout out like I usually do, and I'll show it so you guys know that I wrote you one and everything. Because I like to give props to the rest of the flight attendants, because a lot of times our passengers won't give it to us. Our gate agents won't give it to us. The company won't give it to us. If you have a union, they probably won't give it to you either. It's just rainbow. So we gotta shout each other. We gotta pick each other up as flight attendants, like crew members together, showing that we respect and we appreciate the good and hard work that each one of us do on a daily basis as working as a team. So much props to everybody that I worked with these last 4 days out of Houston. I was in Houston for 3 days working out of there. But yeah, it was a pleasure working with everybody, and my apologies to the last crew on the last flight from Baltimore to Dallas. I was just over it, like just over everything. But you know, you guys didn't hold it against me. We know we have bad days, we have good days, but it was we had a good flight anyways. So I know there's a lot of us. I also got to meet up with, I guess, our yearly light bright pitcher. Oh my God, Shanty. She has her channel to look her up. Also, and also there is also another flight attendant who just started her vlog also on GTV, Gianni. She just put up her first story, and it was a crazy story too. So check out her channel. But in the meantime, thank you for watching my channel and everything. Subscribing if you haven't subscribed. If you're coming from another channel, you know what I'm saying, please subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm putting out another video. Give us a like, 2 thumbs up. If you don't like it, still give it 2 thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? Give some love. You know what I'm saying? It's the holidays. I do want to leave out on one note, okay? It is the holidays. This is Thanksgiving Day that I'm putting this out. And even though it's a great time to celebrate and be, you know, have the love and family and friends around, you having Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving, or, you know, just co-workers Thanksgiving, or you got holiday parties coming up for the company, stuff like that. Just remember, holidays aren't always the best days for everybody. There's a lot of tragedy that goes along with holidays that happens, and sometimes the holidays are a reminder of those bad days from the past. So be mindful of those around you. They might put a smile on their face, just to, you know, try to get through the days and everything like that. But you'll know who the people around you who are not having a good time. Reach out to them, make sure they're okay, and make sure they know that you're there to help out when you know, if they need. Also, if you are one of those people who are having a hard time during the holidays, please reach out to somebody, okay? This is my PSA for this video. Reach out, whether it be to a friend, family member, if you're getting therapy, church, whatever your outlet is. If need be, if you are working with a company, see if they have an EAP, an employee assistance program, to help you through these times. If you don't, you know, if you have a union, most unions offer these services. So reach out to an EAP service, definitely. So I just want everybody to be mindful of what's going on in the world and around you. And remember, you are special, and every day is a bright new day, no matter how dark it is. Your smile and the smile of others can brighten that day. So until then, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.